Hey guys, today I'm filming my Hit or Quit It thoughts on hauls number 36. If you guys have never seen any of these videos from me before, I'll have my playlist linked down below. And basically, I'm going to be reviewing every single product that I featured in a haul video from 10 months back. Oftentimes, once you hear something featured in a haul, you never hear it mentioned again unless it's in a favorites or an empties. So what I like to do in these videos is review every single item for you guys. My inspiration for this series is Kirsten and her What I Thought on Stuff I Bought series. I will have her channel and her playlist linked down below. A lot of other people are doing this series on their channel now as well, which I love. I think these videos are really entertaining and really informative. I'll also link down below the original haul video, and I will list and link all the items that I mentioned. These videos are usually long, but I had a lot of products in this haul because it was from my birthday month, which is in August, so I have a lot of things to talk about, so let's just get started. First couple things I have are from Ulta, and the first item was my free birthday gift, and it was a full size of the Urban Decay eyeshadow in the shade Midnight Cowboy. The Urban Decay shadows I think cost $18, so that was a fantastic free gift. Unfortunately, Midnight Cowboy is a really beautiful champagne shade, but it has a lot of thick, chunky silver glitter in it, and I just could not work with it. Whenever I applied it on my lid, the glitter would be all over my cheeks, like so much glitter. I liked it as a cheek highlight because for some reason when I used that brush, it would kick up the glitter, but it wouldn't end up on your face. But I decided I don't need to keep it for a cheek highlight because I have so many. So I love the Urban Decay single eyeshadows. I have a couple, really enjoy them, but I definitely don't recommend the Midnight Cowboy shade because the formula just wasn't good for me. And then I have a palette. This is the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I'm sure you guys have all seen what this looks like. I do have a palette of the month review video on this that I will have linked up here. So in this palette, you have 9 different shades, the 3 larger base shades and then the 6 smaller shades. I have used every single shadow in this palette. I like them all except for the purples. I don't think that they are the most pigmented, and this dark purple here just looks a little bit muddy when you blend it out. But I think the rest of the warm tone shadows are absolutely fantastic. This shade Spread the Love is a great transition color, but it does have glitter in it. But when I'm applying it, because I'm using more of a fluffy brush, the glitter again kicks up, but it doesn't really show up on my eyes, which I definitely prefer. I really recommend this palette. I think it is totally worth the hype, and this is a palette that is exclusive to Ulta and the Too Faced website. And then I had the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which you guys have all seen a million times. How beautiful is this palette? A lot of amazing warm tones with a couple cool tones splashed in there. This is an overall matte palette with 2 metallic shadows, and some of these shades have a little bit of shimmer in them, but this is mostly a matte palette. I do have a palette of the month video on this palette. I will go ahead and have that linked up here. I really love the formula of the shadows in the Modern Renaissance palette. These are very powdery. You will have a lot of kick up, but they actually blend really well on the eye. They aren't overly blendable, and also they are not patchy. I do not like Kat Von D or Lorac shadows because they are very, very powdery, and on me they look patchy and muddy and chalky, and these have a similar consistency, but they work way better on the eye for me. So I definitely love this palette. And as if those 2 palettes weren't enough, I did purchase some Anastasia single shadows, and these are all of the Anastasia eyeshadows that I have currently. But in this haul, I had purchased 4 titanium finishes, which are similar to Makeup Geek foiled finish shadows. I purchased the shade Metal, Macaroon, Prussian Blue, and Henna. I've worn Henna maybe once or twice. I've worn Macaroon 2 or 3 times, but I've never used Metal or Prussian Blue, which kicked me in the face. That is so bad of me because they're gorgeous. Please let me know what season you think that Metal and Prussian Blue would look nice in. I wear my makeup according to season. That's how I am able to use everything in my collection, but sometimes I'll come up with products and I have no idea where to fit them in. So let me know your thoughts on that. I love Anastasia eyeshadows. For her singles, I have titanium finishes and I have matte shadows. I think they are incredible, really pigmented. They have a beautiful metallic sheen to them. Definitely recommend these. Anastasia singles are $12 each, but if you buy 4 of them, they will give you a little mini quad, and the shadow prices dropped down to $10 each. Last year, Anastasia had all of her shadow singles on sale for Black Friday. I'm hoping that they'll do it again this year as well, but Anastasia just came out with some amazing summer shadows. I'm waiting for them to come to Ulta because I'm going to be buying at least 4 of them. Next, I purchased 3 Anastasia liquid lipsticks. These are all very similar colors, but they're not the same. From top to bottom, we have Soft Lilac, Catnip, and Dusty Rose. As you can see, Catnip is the darkest, Dusty Rose is the most warm tone out of the 3. I wore all 3 of these a lot in the winter time, and I think the colors are absolutely stunning. These are very, very pigmented. They do dry down completely. They are a little bit drying, but not too bad. They wear for a really long time. I'm actually incredibly impressed with this liquid lipstick formula, so I definitely recommend this line and these 3 shades. Next, I had picked up a couple things from Sephora. The first thing is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. As you guys can see, I am almost out of this, but I do have a backup of this ready to be used. This is the best makeup remover for spot cleaning your brushes. I like to get the little size. It's only $8 and it is 2 fluid ounces. I absolutely love this to clean my eyeshadow brushes, but I typically only use this to clean my brow pomade and cream shadow brushes. Now, it is really easy to just dust off a powder shadow from a brush, but when you are using cream products in a brush, it can really gunk up your bristles, and I don't deep clean my brushes as often as I should, but I do take a little piece of toilet paper. I will spray my brush a couple times, and then it removes every single bit of product from my brush. This is fantastic, fantastic quality. It does have a strong vanilla scent, which really bothered me at first, but I have gotten used to it. This is a holy grail product to me. And I also picked up my Sephora birthday gift. I think there was a skincare gift or a makeup gift. I chose the makeup one, and it came with a mini of the Marc Jacobs lipstick in the shade Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was a really pretty rosy color. I gave it to my mom because I don't wear roses that much, and those are her go-to shades, and I don't like mini lipsticks. Mini lip glosses, mini liquid lipsticks, yes, love them, but mini bullet lipsticks, I just never end up using them, so I figured she'd get a lot more use out of it than me. And then we also got a little mini of the Highliner Gel Crayon in the black shade. I maybe have used this once or twice. I need to use it more because everybody says this is the best if you have really watery eyes. I have extremely watery eyes. I also have really small eyes, which is why I don't usually wear liner on my lower lash line. I am today, but it is not something I do very often. So I need to try this more and report back to you guys, but I don't have incredibly high hopes. Next, I purchased one thing from Nordstrom. I've signed up for the Nordstrom Rewards account, and I had gotten a $10 credit to use on anything. And this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I have the shade Fair Neutral, and this is a $26 concealer, but thanks to the Nordstrom Rewards, I got it for $16, which is a lot more reasonable. Fair Neutral is an incredible shade for fair skin tones because it is actually light enough to highlight on me, and it has a really great neutral undertone to it, not too pink, which I love. I have used this up completely. I took out the stopper and everything. You do get a lot of product in here, which is nice. It did last me for a really long time. And this is what the applicator looks like. It is flat on both sides, which I love because it seems to really help pick up product and literally just like slap it onto your eye. I feel like I'm like frosting a cake, and that sounds like a terrible thing, but it's actually a good thing because I'm not sitting here and, you know, dunking into my tube 1,000 times because of this applicator. Just whoosh, perfect. I really love the applicator. I love the color, but this formula did not work well for me. So I always blend out my concealer with a beauty sponge, and I'm going over it quite a bit to make sure that it is fully blended, and it would start to pick up off of my face onto the sponge, and then it would look patchy. And I know it was because of this concealer, because I do that same method of application with all my other concealers and have no problems. Then I ended up getting a couple things from Belk. My sister had a double discount, so I was able to get these for a really good price. And I repurchased the MAC ProLongwear Concealer in the shade NC15. This is one of my holy grail concealers. I love this for blemishes, but it also works great for the under eyes. I'm using it under my eyes today. It gives great coverage, and it isn't too matte or too glowy. This is fantastic. I really do wish that it had a doe foot packaging. I do like the pump and I'm able to control it, but I know a lot of people just get way too much. You can't do a full pump, you need to do a half pump. But that's a concealer I've purchased several times because I absolutely love the formula and that is a perfect shade for me. Then I had purchased the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 1.0. I did do an entire first impression on that foundation, which I will have linked up here. And it was a good foundation for me, but it wasn't great, which is why I ended up returning it because it is very pricey. And at the time I did actually have a lot of foundations in my collection that I needed to work through. Again, it was a good foundation, but it wasn't great. I didn't like it better than my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I love trying out new foundations, but it is rare that I'm going to repurchase a high-end foundation unless I like it as well as the Estee Lauder. Then I purchased one of the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. They have like 100 lipsticks, and this is the only shade I wanted, mostly because I already had 3 from their Revolution line. This is in the shade Criminal, which is a comfort matte finish, which is my favorite formula because it is very, very comfortable. And this is a warm mid-tone pink. Maybe I've used this once, which is such a freaking shame. It is a beautiful color. Again, I'm not sure what season to wear this in. Should I wear it in spring or summer? Let me know what you think about that. It is a good formula. It is a really pretty color, but I just haven't reached for it, which shame on me. Next, I picked up 3 liquid lip creams from Jouer. Sometime during the summer, Jouer was 40% off everything. So I picked up 3 of their liquid lipsticks. I originally was only gonna get 2, but you got free shipping if you hit $25. So I figured why not get another one of these. And since I ordered these last year, they come up with a lot more shades and shades that I wish were available at that time, because I ended up getting 3 shades that are incredibly similar, which is a really big bummer to me, but they're definitely different enough on my skin tone. So we have the shades Lychee, Melon, and Dulce de Leche. Dulce de Leche is more cool tone, Melon is more warm tone, and then Lychee is a darker color. These are nudes, and this is more of a light medium dusty pink shade. I do like these. They are incredibly opaque. They are really creamy. They do set down to a transfer proof finish, but these can feel a bit dry. The only one I've worn on my lips is Melon. I've used it a couple times, but I haven't used these yet. Again, I'm trying to figure out what season that I think I should wear Dulce de Leche and Lychee. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that. And let me know your thoughts on this formula as well. I need to try these out more and do a review on these and do a review on Anastasia. It's just taking me forever and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if this video is seeming a bit rushed. I just have so many products to talk about. So next I had gotten 3 things from my friend Jean for my birthday. You guys know I talk about Jean all the time. Unfortunately, she does not have a YouTube channel. I really wish she did because her makeup skills are on point. To show you the things that Jean got me, the first thing is this little mini size of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. I was really excited to have this because I've heard so much about this color, but I didn't think it would be light enough for my skin tone, and it's definitely a little bit too dark, but this is something that works really well for me in the summertime when I am not tan, but I'm darker than I would be the rest of the year. And because this has such an intense metallic sheen, the metallicness does show up on my skin, which doesn't make it look too dark for me. So I do really like this color. I am not crazy in love with Becca highlighters, believe it or not. I have a full size of Pearl. I feel like these just sit on top of my skin. They are really metallic, but they're also really powdery. When I go over top to try to blend it out, it almost blends away. So I'm not obsessed with Becca highlighters, but a lot of people are. But I do really like this shade, and I will get a lot of good use out of it during the summer. And then Jean also sent me 2 foundation, which I do have first impression and follow-ups on. The first one is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream in the shade 510 Fair. This is a really good BB cream because it does give a decent amount of coverage, light, medium, buildable to medium, I would say. And the shade is a little bit dark for me, but I can add in my lightener to make it work. The only negative about this is that it does oxidize on me, which is what happens with every single CoverGirl foundation that I've tried, which is why I'm not interested in their newest foundation, because I just hate that. CoverGirl foundations are always too dark, too pink, and they oxidize on me. But this does hold up against oil really well. I definitely think this is something I'll be using a lot this summer. It is a really good BB cream for oily skin. And And then I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation in the shade 100 Ivory. Now there is one lighter shade than this one, so I have the second shade in the range, and this is a bit too dark for me. This also has light medium coverage, maybe medium. This doesn't hold up against oil the best, and this is just an okay foundation for me. This is definitely not something I would repurchase because it doesn't give me the coverage that I would like, but this isn't a terrible foundation. But I have quite a few other drugstore foundations that I prefer over this one, and I will link my first impression and follow-up on this. Then I had a gift from my sister. This is the Marc Jacobs Eau de Toilette in Pear. Marc Jacobs had done 4 limited edition scents with the same packaging here, really simple, and they all had a one-word name. I think Rain, Pear, and 2 other ones, but this is the scent that I like the most, and I was really surprised. I'm not really into straight fruity scents, but this one has a little bit of floral mixed in. It's really, really nice. It doesn't smell too young and kiddish, and it doesn't smell too mature either. This is just a great fruity scent for a mature young professional woman, which is the same way I feel about Marc Jacobs Daisy. I think Marc Jacobs makes fantastic fragrances that are just the perfect scent that doesn't make them too young or too mature. So I definitely love this, but I wish it was an eau de parfum instead, because this doesn't last very long on my skin, so I do kind of overdo it with the sprays. And lastly, I had my Sephora Play box for August. The first thing I had was the Clean Reserve Blonde Rose perfume, which I told you guys in my haul that I must have accidentally thrown away, which is such a bummer because I would have loved to have tried that. And then I had gotten 2 skincare products. The first one is the Lancome Energy de Vie Smoothing and Glow Boosting Moisturizer. I did use that up in one of my Project 10 Pan sample editions, and it was a straight liquid. It did not moisturize my skin at all. I don't think it made me look particularly glowy. Lancome skincare is incredibly expensive, and that did nothing for me. So definitely do not recommend that, and I would not repurchase. Then I did get a little small size of the Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Eye Lifting Balm. I also finished this in that Project Pan, but I did repurchase it from eBay because I loved it so much. Caudalie is another really expensive skincare brand, but this is one of the only eye creams I've ever found that actually did something for me. I think this eye cream reduced my puffiness and a little bit of the lines. I don't have a ton of lines under my eyes, but I do have pretty puffy under eyes, and this did help a lot with that. So I really do recommend this, and I love it a lot, and I actually saw a result from it. And then for the 3 makeup items, they were all eye products. The first thing is a little sample of the Makeup Forever Artist eyeshadow in the shade I-544, a really pretty purpley taupe color. I do like this a lot. I was really excited to be able to try this formula because I know it is incredibly expensive, and I still don't think I'm gonna buy any of the Makeup Forever shadows. The shades that I want, I think, are dupable, and they're just way too pricey, $20 each. I know they're huge pans, but I have so many eyeshadows, I'm never gonna use those up, so I don't think I can justify the price of the Makeup Forever shadows, but I was quite impressed with the formula. But I didn't think that this shadow was better than any of the other shadows I have in my collection, to be honest. Then we got a little mini of the Sephora Contour Eye Pencil 12-Hour Wear in the shade number 15, the Flirting Game, which is a purpley taupe color. This is nice. I don't wear pencil liners very much, and it definitely pulls more gray on the eye than purple, but I do think it is a good formula. I don't really know how long wearing it is, so this is just an okay product for me. Definitely not something I would go out and purchase. Then we got a little sample of the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, which is one of my all-time favorite high-end mascaras. It is a wet formula, and it is a natural bristle brush that gives incredible volume. My lashes look very black, very thick, and does give them a little bit of length. The only negative thing I have to say about this mascara is that it definitely does smudge on me really badly under my eyes, so that freaking sucks because I love this so much. But I have a ton of samples of this that I've received and some of my friends have sent me, so I am good to go on this mascara for a while. So guys, that was my hit it or quit it thoughts on hauls number 36. I know this was super long. Thank you for sticking through it with me. I would love to know your thoughts on any of the products that I mentioned in this video. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.